Clean energy is the key that will unlock millions of jobs, and the NAACP's support is vital to ensuring that those jobs help to rebuild urban areas. So clearly there's a diversity.
Madam Chair, that is condescending to me. I'm the National Black Chamber of Commerce, and you're trying to put up some other black group to pit against me.
If this gentleman were here, he would be proud that he was being quoted. He should have been invited.
I'm in a good mood today. The chimney sweep, and if all of you don't know why we call her the chimney sweep, have you seen that tweed suit she wears? It is most appropriately worn by chimney sweeps across the United States. Barbara Boxer mixes it up with this National Black Chamber of Commerce spokesman, Henry Alford, who's up there testifying on Capitol Hill. So she thinks she's going to put him down by quoting the NAACP back to him? Well, the chimney sweep stepped into a racial trap.
It is condescending to me.
Just so you know, he would be proud that you were here. He's proud, I'm sure, that I am quoting him.
All that's condescending, and I don't like it. It's racial. I don't like it.
Excuse me,
I take offense to it.
Okay.
As an African American and a veteran of this country, I take offense to that.
Offense at the fact that I would quote.
You're quoting some other black man. Why don't you quote some other Asian or somebody?
Well,
you are being racial here.
Okay. This is some of the hottest sound I have heard in a long time. Why? Not only is it filled with passion and conviction, but it exposes the phony, we are the most tolerant, we love the black people, all this phony baloney game the Democrats always play. In fact, you're not really black if you don't agree with their radical plan to remake America. You don't count, a la Clarence Thomas, a la Tom Sowell, people like Walter Williams, others. You do not count. In Barbara Boxer's land, you don't count unless you think like her friends at the NAACP on any given issue. And Henry Alford had just about enough.
The fact is, there's definitely differing opinions in the black community, just as there are in my community.
You're speaking on behalf of the black community?
No, I am putting in the record a statement by the NAACP.
Why?
Because I think it is quite relevant.
I understand the Pew,
I think they're great
the Pew study.
But you
why are you doing the NAACP? Why are you doing the Colored People Association study with the Black Chamber of Commerce?
I am trying to show the diversity of support that we have.
I'm screaming when I'm like, oh, the chimney sweep's, her little top hat was knocked off there. You know, there's a chimney sweep that comes to my house who actually is dressed just like Barbara Boxer, except that he actually wears the top hat and she doesn't. Okay, and if you thought that was good, this is better.
For someone to tell me, an African-American, college-educated veteran of the United States Army, that I must contend with some other black group and put aside everything else in here, this has nothing to do with the NAACP and really has nothing to do with the National Black Chamber of Commerce. We're talking energy. And that road the chair went down, I think it's god-awful.
She's talking. She's talking. Is she talking right over him when he's speaking?
Yes.
It was totally condescending, and he was so ticked off. But again, he doesn't count. You do not count if you are a black man in America and you don't agree with their agenda. Because you're a sellout, you're an Uncle Sam, you're all the names that they'll call you. You know, you're the house slave, where the rest of the field slaves are out there doing the heavy lifting. That's what they do to you. They did it to Condoleezza Rice. They did it to Colin Powell for a time. And they've done it to people like Clarence Thomas. And frankly, she tried to do it to this Henry Alford. And I'll tell you something. I was cheering him all the way. And Barbara Boxer got so flustered at this point. She was trying to say, I thought she was going to say, well, my husband is black. You know, like my best friend is black. Instead, she said this.
We're talking energy. And that road the chair went down, I think it's god-awful.
Okay, let me say, as someone who's married to a veteran, there's nothing to do with this conversation.
She's married to a veteran.
Some of my favorite husbands are veterans.
What? Let's go to Pat in Bear, Delaware. Now, Pat, this comes on the heels of Barack Obama. Now, Pat, hold on for a second before I get to you. Just to reintroduce this topic. This Barbara Boxer smackdown came on the heels of Barack Obama addressing the NAACP. Now, without even getting into the merits of the speech, how do you trust somebody who goes to a venue, delivers a speech, and changes his accent because he thinks that's the way the audience speaks and hears people?
Thank you to what an extraordinary night, capping off an extraordinary week, capping off an extraordinary 100 years at the NAACP. It is an extraordinary honor to be here in the city where the NAACP was formed.
Okay. Here and formed. And I kept saying, the NAACP was 4? I thought it was 100. It was 4. Okay. Pat, Bear, Delaware. Pat, how did that sit with you? Are you you're African American?
Yes, I am African American. Did not vote for Barack Obama. I also homeschool my kids, by the way, and I teach them to say all their consonants, and
all right.
To speak in a way that will help them get a job. And that's I'm offended when Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Al Gore, go to black communities, black churches, and try to talk, in a way that it's insulting. Like we all, we don't speak standard English, or that Martin Luther King didn't do that. Even though he dealt with people who were not, maybe as educated, he spoke in a very educated way, and so that's insulting to me. But I'm offended by his superficial and emotional attempts to identify with the black community, when in very, very real ways he does not identify with most blacks, particularly in the area of abortion and the advancement of the homosexual agenda. And I'm thinking of comments that he's made, like not wanting his children to be punished with the baby. Most black people in the inner cities where, yes, there's a out of wedlock birth problem, but you know what? Most black grandparents are helping to raise their grandkids in the black community.
Yeah, they don't think you're being punished, do they, Pat? I mean, I would imagine the majority of Americans don't feel like a baby is punishment. Forget black, white, Hispanic. I don't care what color your skin is. I appreciate this call, though. Now, again, just to hammer this point home, it's condescending, I believe, and demeaning. I think it's demeaning to change your voice and your vocal inflection, your vocal pattern for, I don't care what audience you're speaking before. It'd be like if I went down to the South. All right, all y'all people down here in the South, I'm going to talk like this. I'm going to go down to Louisiana. I'm going to talk like Jim Carville. I'm going to do that. How's that? Does that sound, would I sound like I'm right to do the accent like that down in Louisiana? Well, what do you think about that? I could do that with my eyes closed. Would that be good? What if I did that? People would think I was insane. How about this?
They might think they've got a pretty good jump shot.
Oh.
Or a pretty good flow.
Oh, no.
But our kids can't all aspire to be LeBron or Lil Wayne. I want them aspiring to be scientists and engineers, doctors and teachers, not just ballers and rappers.
All right, ballers. BALLAS. You're listening to The Laura Ingraham Show, 800-876-4123. Thanks for listening to this podcast excerpt of The Laura Ingraham Show. If you'd like to receive podcasts of our complete shows, go to lauraingraham.com and sign up to become a member of Laura 365. Our Laura 365 members get commercial-free streams and podcasts of our shows every day we're on the air. And also, you can listen to the last 30 days of The Laura Ingraham Show. Be ahead of the curve. Join Laura 365.